Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here in Rochester, Kent, in my flat, like I usually am. Uh, Welcome to everybody. Good morning. I'm trying to get across what I've been going through the past 5 years. It stopped for a bit and it's now resurfaced. And I'm trying to find out why this behaviour has resurfaced, why it's escalated to the point that it has. So I've been suffering noise nuisance and harassment at this property since I moved in 2020. There was a brief respite from it for nearly 2 years, and now it's resurfaced. It's come back again. And I've asked somebody, I said, why do you think it's resurfaced? Why has it started up again after 2 years? Why has it started? In my opinion, it's because the police and the housing aren't doing anything to help me, and certain people think, right, I'll start doing it again. I'll start doing it again. Something like that, something along the lines of that, something like, right, we'll start again. No one's doing anything, we'll start again. And now I have nobody helping me at all, so I'm dealing with this totally by myself. I am able to speak to my mother, but she's elderly and she doesn't understand the severity of the situation, right? So obviously when a perpetrator sees that no one is helping you, during the first lot of harassment, I lost my father, he died. And now that the harassment has come to the point where it's starting up again, and I'm still in touch with my mum, but I'm losing everyone around me. I'm losing everyone around me that something is going on, that, this Tracy Jenkins sending spiteful messages to a member of my family. I've now lost contact with all of them, which is very spiteful. Now, who is this Tracy Jenkins? Why is she doing it? Or is it fabrication? That I don't know until I see the screenshot of these messages that have been sent saying nasty things about members of my family and myself. I can't do anything. I can't find out who it is, what they're doing. I've reported it to TikTok. I'm totally on my own now. I don't mind saying that because I'm a warrior. I'm fighting this all on my own. So I need the screenshots. Then I can give them to the police, and I can even try and trace who's doing this myself, but they're not forthcoming. So until I get the screenshots of this Tracy Jenkins that is slandering me, I can't really do very much. All I can tell you is basically what's going on in my perspective at my end. So my family live a long way away from me, so to randomly get in contact with a member of the family that I haven't seen for years and then start slandering me is bad. Now, the person who wrote articles in Tattle Life was of the same nature. Now they can't do that on Tattle Life. That Tattle Life's no longer there. So they were slandering me on Tattle Life, and a member of my family got in touch with me and made me aware that they were slandering me on Tattle Life and making fun of me. Right? Reported that to the police. Tattle Life is gone. So now this troll, or whoever it is actively contacting members of my family, and that's not on. That's not on. So they were venting all their feelings about me on Tattle Life. Now it's gone, they are actively trying to find members of my family and slander my name and cause trouble. Now, my birth name, my mum knows my birth name, of course she does, she gave it to me. So they are contacting members of my family with my birth name, not Crystal, my birth name. Now, when those takeaways were sent to my own my address unpaid for. It was a Scottish voice, Scottish, using a mobile phone and telling me to contact the man upstairs. Now I've got all that still. I've got all that. So it's someone possibly going down my YouTube, reading what I'm going through on YouTube, stalking my YouTube videos as soon as they've gone on and causing trouble. If you don't like my videos, don't watch them. That's the first thing. And two, it's social media. You know, you're watching social media. You know, you're not in the real world, are you? Who's doing this to me? You're just in my world. You've got your own life to live. Why are you poking your nose into my business and then telling members of my family and stirring up trouble? That's stalking behaviour, and that, you know, that is a prisonable offence. If you're stalking me every day of my life, nosing into my business, you've got no right to do so. I'm an independent adult, and I have every right to speak about what's going on. It's wrong. So I've got up this morning. The man upstairs has got his kids staying, and they've been staying up there for 3 weeks solid, and it's noisy. And sometimes it's unbearable when they fight and scream, and I'm just being honest. Now, he parked his car outside Tracy's flat yesterday. Tracy. This is obviously this is going to get sent to the police, because I was told a Tracy Jenkins is slandering my name to my family. So this guy upstairs parks his car outside Tracy's flat. We have a Tracy living in the building. A Tracy. Right? So this Tracy wanted to send a food parcel to my mum. She was worried about my mum. Not me, my mum. And tried to get hold of one of my members of my family to ask where my mum's address was so she could send a food parcel. And I've had it analysed, and someone said to me, well, it doesn't make sense. That's odd. That's completely strange. Now, to me, the messages that I was read over the phone aren't grammatically correct. So that could be an older teenager. It could be that doesn't understand the situation, because that would explain why I'm being followed around by teenagers who are riding at me on mopeds on the pavement. And when I was in TikTok live stream, it was lads that used to drive on the pavement underneath my balcony. It was lads. And used to drive on the pavement underneath the balcony with helmets on their head. So it's some of it's coming from TikTok. It's TikTok harassment. And I reported harassment inside the block, where I thought I was being prevented to enter into the block because young lads were hovering by the door to the stairs, and to access the stairs I would have had to ask these young people to move politely. And they were leaving things on the floor, leaflets. I caught them doing it. It was young lads leaving leaflets on the floor with on them. So obviously when you report things to the police, the police are really slow to react. They're not doing anything. They keep closing the case. Now I've got evidence of being driven at on the pavement. It's illegal to ride mopeds on the pavement. I've got evidence of it. Now, what is going on where the police aren't doing anything? They're just leaving it till I probably actually do get run down or something. Why? Why? Who's telling them not to do their job? So last night was scary because I'd had this message. I feel like I'm being intimidated and threatened to shut my mouth and keep quiet. Why should I? After what I've been through, why shouldn't I tell my story? Why shouldn't I say what has been going on, the things that people have gotten away with, and why am I getting the blame, you know, when things have been done to me and they've got away with it? Why? Do you know what I mean? Why? So last night I went out after a really, really nasty message. I managed to keep my composure. I didn't get cross. They probably were in their element upstairs because they was running up and down, making noise after I had the message. So I felt intimidated and provoked. I went out. This moped came towards me on the pavement with young lads. So they looked like they were off their head. They were following me around on a moped, screaming, yelling, making funny noises. So when I came off the field, they were going up and down Corey's Road, yelling and screaming past me. Lads. All you can do is call 999. Do you know what I mean? Young men can be dangerous. I've seen films. I mean, it is like it's a film or a soap opera on television. My life, every time I go outside, all these people staging these weird behaviour. So I came back into my flat. I felt like, what the fuck is going on? This is ridiculous. They've stuffed more rubbish in the bin store. I can't get into the bin store. I can't throw my rubbish out. Hyde Housing are doing nothing. So I got back into my flat, yeah, and I took some time out. The telly was on, but it was on quiet. And sorry, I've got somebody laughing underneath my window. I'm trying to speak to you. This is it. They think that no one's going to do anything. They think it's funny. So they start laughing underneath my balcony, and I'm doing a video. It's triggering behaviour. So I'm hoping it gets caught on camera so that I can give more evidence to the police that the neighbours think that it's funny. They start laughing. But they're endangering themselves. If people can't put rubbish in the bin, it's going to go on the floor. We're going to get rats. We're going to get mice. There's elderly people in this flat with Zimmer frames. They can't open the bin lids. They're mad. It's absolutely crazy behaviour. They don't care. So last night I said I'm frightened to go out of my home, and they're laughing because they're not frightened, because these people are part of it. They're doing it. They're intimidating me. So if we go to this morning, right, I got up about 7:15. The guy upstairs was in there with his kids, and he starts coughing. They start making noise because they want me to yell and they want me to make noise in my flat, because I feel like it's being listened to and filmed. I feel like they don't want me to do YouTube videos because I think they're filming inside my flat. How? I don't know. Feels like they're filming inside my flat and listening to what I'm saying, especially after the Sean Clark incident on a dating site where he was trying to get me to take my clothes off in a certain room, the bathroom. So I believe that I'm being filmed or watched, and that's why everything becomes active. If you go on to TikTok and if you see Chelsea Leart, they were cam 2ing Chelsea Leart. So somebody was film recording Chelsea Leart while she was doing her live stream, and they even watch you sleep. They watch you sleep. And it's young people. It's young people doing it. They were illegally filming Chelsea Leart. It does happen. And they watch you while you're sleeping. Sorry, where's my cup of tea? They watch you while you're sleeping as well. It's weird. They're weird. So Chelsea Lee Art is doing something similar to me. Chelsea Lee Art, they make money from it, you see. They make money from you. That's the motive, money. The motive is that they want to make money. So Chelsea Lee Art is fighting a battle against these trolls and people that are doing things to her, and they're retaliating against Chelsea Lee Art because they've been making money off of Chelsea Lee Art. They've been copying her artwork. They've been doing the same to Chelsea as they've been doing to me. And she's famous on TikTok, Chelsea Lee Art. They've been doing it to her. She's battling with the police to get something done about the trolls that have been filming her illegally and making fun of her. Chelsea Lee Art, who's now gone back to London. She's living in London now. They went to the point where they sent fire engines to her address, police, ambulances. It stems from TikTok, a lot of it. It does, and they do it to everybody. They've done it to Mr. TikTok UK official. They targeted Mr. UK TikTok official's dad. Kept ringing his dad up. Kept ringing his father up, and his father's got heart problems. It's not only me, so now we've got someone off TikTok that is stirring up trouble with my family. Thank you very much. And the threats I got when I went into Mr. UK TikTok official's live stream have been sent to the police. They said Mr. UK TikTok official is a paedophile. I shouldn't gift him. And they started tagging me in videos and saying to everybody I was a supporter of Mr. UK TikTok official, so I must be like him, and I'm not. And it's not only me they've done it to a lot of women that have supported Mr. UK TikTok. It comes to me maybe as a jealous woman that is being spiteful because you're following Mr. UK TikTok official. I've sent it all to the police. It's not a matter of just being strong. These people are wicked. When it's affecting where I live and they're putting vehicles down the road and staging street theatrics, that's bad. But they do it to Mr. UK TikTok official's father. Ring him up on the phone. Because Kevin Wright, Mr. UK TikTok official, who's now in Spain, he's in Spain now. He's away in Spain. He's managed to get away from this country. I can't leave the country. I haven't got a passport. So I can't escape this country. I have to put up with what's going on towards myself. But I have sent the screenshots of the threats I've received by going into Kevin Wright's channel. I was just a fan. I was a fan of Mr. UK TikTok official. I don't go in there anymore because of the harassment and the abuse that I was getting inside and out of his channel. He encouraged people to screen record his channel, so that's what I did. I screen recorded what was going on. I noticed threats. I noticed threats of suicide. I noticed really, really disgusting behaviour, and I screenshotted it and I put it on my YouTube. Certain aspects of what was going on inside Mr. UK TikTok official's live stream was unacceptable. When I found something that I found of a suicidal nature, like go and do a Liam Payne, I blocked it and I reported them. because Liam Payne, we don't know if he died from suicide. He might have been pushed, he might have fallen over. How do we know that he actually committed suicide if we didn't see him actually do what he did? I told you what happened when Liam Payne died down here. About a week or two before Liam Payne died, they played a One Direction song out loud, and he died 2 weeks after. So I was going into the co-op, there was a van playing, or window cleaners, doing something to the Rochester Riverside office 2 weeks before Liam Payne died. They were playing a One Direction song. I know something sinister's going on, and it stems from that site, Tattle Life, which is now no longer allowed to do what it was doing. I don't know if it's still active, but they were betting on celebrity deaths. So they were betting who was going to die, and Liam Payne passed on, didn't he? Passed on. I've still got the screenshots from Tattle Life and the trolls that, the name of the trolls that were saying things about me. I've still got the journal, the entry of how reading what they wrote about me caused me harm. So that can be given to the police. So I've got the date and times of the troll that harassed me in Tattle Life and what they said. I've got screenshots of it. I write a journal, which is evidence in a court of law. And everything that the neighbours are doing, the harassment that I'm getting in here, is being written down, catalogued, dated and screenshotted as evidence. So I phoned Hyde Housing yesterday. The call is obviously eavesdropped on. The call was eavesdropped on because I tell you why. When I answered the phone, it was a black male person on the phone, black male. He introduced himself, and I was left waiting for an hour of my phone time. Unfortunately, I've got unlimited phone calls and text, so it didn't matter. I was kept hanging around on the phone for nearly an hour before the guy came in upstairs. I started to experience tinnitus in my left ear. And somebody said, why don't you just put the phone down and leave it? No, because I wanted action taken. This has got to stop. So you didn't see the end of the phone call. This guy was asking me how tall the wardrobe was in the bin store. The guy at Hyde Housing was asking me how tall the rubbish was. He was asking for my date of birth. He went, how old are you? I went, that's private. He went, how old are you again? I said, that's private. Then he went, give me your date of birth. Asking me private questions just about reporting rubbish in the bin store. How tall is the rubbish? So I believe the call was eavesdropped on because there was a man of black ethnicity walking down the road, talking aggressively on a mobile phone while I was on that call to Hyde Housing. Somebody said, calm down. I'm keeping somebody else on my other phone, guys, so that they can hear what's going on as well. And somebody said to me, they went, calm down, you're doing the right thing, you're reporting it, now just calm down, because it was affecting me. There was a black guy acting aggressively down the road whilst I was on the call to Hyde Housing. So that makes me think that they're recording inside this flat or listening. And obviously, if they're doing underhand recording, like of a filthy nature, because that Sean Clark wanted me to take my clothes off, people are going to recognise the furniture, aren't they? So if they're doing illegal, say, internet footage of my home, And if you watch American Pie, that can be done, where they can set up a network of computers, stick a camera in your flat and watch what you're doing inside your living room and bedroom. Then these people are getting angry because people can see the furniture inside your flat. So if they're filming illegal pornography, which I think they were doing at my old address, they don't want you to film because they're profiting from pornography, and people are going to recognise the furniture as well as yourself. And I didn't know I was a porn star. Pornography. Just wondering why I've got young men following me about. Young teenage men. But that makes, for someone to threaten you to take your YouTube videos off, there's something suspicious going on to me. To actually threaten you to take them off. Right, so what have they been doing? Probably filming porn. I haven't had anyone back to this flat. Nobody. I haven't had a partner for 8 years. I haven't had a relationship or intimate contact with anybody for 8 years because I was aware eventually when I left my ex in 2017, I started to be aware that that was possibly what they were doing, especially when I went round to his flat and he'd draw the curtains and lock the door, and he was acting suspiciously, one of my exes at my old address. And he used to threaten me as well. At one point I thought he was going to hit me and I ran out of his flat. Became aggressive, drug addict. I ran out of his flat. So this needs to be investigated. I think they're filming inside my flat, which makes it even worse because I haven't got a lot. So what are they watching? Me watching the TV? Hello? What are they doing? It's a total invasion of privacy and I've got to prove it. I can get somebody to come out and sweep the flat and see if there's any hidden cameras anywhere or listening devices. But this makes sense that Hyde Housing are just stalling me as well. I was kept on the phone for nearly an hour. He didn't know what he was doing. And we've still got piles of rubbish where I can't get into the bin store properly and dispose of my rubbish. And the cleaners are going to see that this morning, and what they're going to do about it. I'm making a note how long Hyde Housing are leaving that bin store unsafe. You never see the landlord. Never see him. You see these cleaners. You never see the landlord. I've never seen one of Hyde Housing with a badge on coming into the flat, apart from Amanda Sparrowhawk. I've taken a picture of the supposed officer for this block of flats. Tom, his name is. Tom. So if it's all make-believe, they're going to have to, when it goes to court, they're going to have to carry on the make-believe and get a make-believe solicitor to give a load of bullshit. Which they did when they took my kid away from me. Didn't you? Give me a load of bullshit. Makes me wonder what they did with my child when he left my hands. Because when he was with me, I was looking after him. It was only when he left my hands that he actually got physically hurt.